Oh my freaking gosh. What has happened in the last 19 hours? I don't even know, but I'm about to explain it to you right now. So, I think you should stay tuned and watch this video. Hi guys! So, first of all, freaking oh my gosh. Taylor's concert was last night and it was the most magical thing I've ever been to in the history of any concert in the world. Wow, it was amazing, and it was worth the rude people who were in line. It was worth the rude security guards. It was worth it because you know what? I got Loft 89 and I did not expect that to happen, and I am just over the moon about it, and I'm so happy and I'm smiling and I think about it all the time, and I unlock my phone and there's a picture of me and Taylor Swift on my screen. What? Okay, so this is probably going to be a long video, but so many people have requested this and it is so long to type out, so I'm making a video about it. So here we go. Starting off, when we get to CenturyLink Field, we line up at the southwest gate, and that is for floor and pit. And I automatically see my friend Jolene. She had like this crazy afro and like lights all over her, and she's such amazing like friend, and she had pit, and I'm so glad she got to experience that. And then I saw Erica, and we took a bunch of photos with like the Polaroids and stuff, and we went to our spot and we met these two, and they were from the Vancouver show, and I forgot their names. I forgot a lot of people's names, and I'm so sorry. I have just been blanking a lot right now, but we're in line and we're meeting, and we're like, we need to come up with a game plan. Who all is going to Taylor Nation in this line? Only two people. I was like, okay. So the two people were the two people I was talking to that I don't know their names. I'm sorry. And I was like, we get through security and we go to Taylor Nation because I am not waiting 3 hours in line for that. There's no way that I'm doing that. And I could go anytime because my seats are saved, but with pit you gotta get there, or you know. So we finally get to security. It was a pain in my butt. Then they're like, no, you have to get your floor wristbands. I was like, ugh, okay. So I get my floor wristbands with my sister, and my sister needs to pee. And I was like, I will get to Taylor Nation. You go. I'll hold your stuff. Just go. So I'm at Taylor Nation. She's peeing, and the girl in front of me, it's from Tumblr. She follows me. I'm like, I know you. You're in my section. You're like 2 rows in front of me. And so she had like this sign that said like the 13th fan, I think. I'm not really certain. I wasn't really paying attention of her sign. And her mom was so nice too, and so they took pictures and everything. And I was like, I hope you guys enjoy the show and everything. And honestly, Loft 89 is going through my head, and I don't understand how people can tell someone, oh, just forget about it, because knowing that you could have a chance of meeting someone for free like that, you can't get that out of your head. So we take pictures. My sister comes back. We take pictures at the Taylor Nation booth thing. Then we go, and my sister's like, I need water. I'll meet you at our seats. I was like, okay. And I meet up with the two people that I was in line with talking to. So we get down to our seats because they're in the section in front of me and I'm behind them. And they're like, Andrea's not here. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, the girl at Taylor Nation told us that she is in Nashville. And I was like, well, my friend, Erica, what's up, is supposed to go find her. She was told by Andrea at Gillette that she needs to go find her. And they're like, well, we were told that she's not here. And I was like, okay. So I used CenturyLink's crappy Wi-Fi. Please get new Wi-Fi. And I texted Erica. I was like, people are telling me Andrea's not here and I don't see her anywhere. So I'm like, we should go to Taylor Nation and tell them what's up. And I was like, honestly, Erica, this is our only chance. And I know that you have Pitt, but would you rather meet Taylor than having a crappy spot in Pitt? So she's like, okay, okay, yes, we'll go. So she comes out of Pitt, and we go up to Taylor Nation. And it's one girl, and her name is Allie, and she's the sweetest girl ever. And we get there, and she's like, oh my gosh, Erica, I remember you from Gillette. And I'm just like kind of off to the side, and like people are taking my photos because of my outfit, and they're like, oh my gosh, your outfit's so cute. And I was like, thank you. And she was like, what can I do for you? And she was like, I was told from Gillette, at Gillette, that I need to find Andrea because we met, and she was like, find me at Seattle. And I was like, okay. She's like, well, okay, well, what's the problem? What can we do? And she's like, I was like, I kind of like popped in. I was like next to her. I was like, I was told that you said that she was in Nashville. And she was like, what? She's like, I never once told anyone that because she is here. And oh my gosh, when she said that, oh my gosh, like, so much, like, positivity went through my body, because when I was told that she wasn't here, I was like, okay. Oh, I guess I'm not going. Anyways, so we were like, okay, cool. She's like, are you guys having trouble with anything? We're like, yeah, we don't know how to figure this out. I was thinking, yeah, I'm sure she can't give us any information. And she was like, okay, this is what you're going to do. I was like, okay, maybe I was wrong. She was like, you wait till the song, How to Get the Girl, comes on. Go to a B stage pit and wait for Andrea and see if she's there. And so we were like, thank you so much. I tell Erica, I was like, we meet here at this song, okay? If you can't, I'll go find her and try to figure things out. And so I was like, Erica, we need to meet here, okay? I'll do what I can, you do what you can. So we wait till the concert starts, and I have my small sign because they changed the rules a day before the concert. And let me tell you, my sign did not look as great as the first one did. And I'm so short, I'm in the back, and everybody around me is wearing light up tutus. Cool. The show that I go to, everyone is wearing light up tutus. What? My chances? Gone. Because everybody in our section was wearing tutus. I was like, oh my gosh. So, I'm going crazy. I'm waving my sign. I'm like, I'm not putting this down. I'm getting to help Erica. So, I hear How to Get the Girl comes on, and I'm like, this is it. This is my moment. This is where I'm supposed to leave. And I look over at my sister, and I'm like, I gotta pee. And she's like, seriously? You're going to pee while Taylor's singing? And I was like, yep, bye. So I book it to the B stage pit thingy. And security's looking at me, and she's like, why is she just standing there? I was like, we're never going. And Erica's not there. Andrea's not there. I was like, okay, let's do a lap. Do another lap. They're not there. I'm like, okay, let's do another one. So I did another one, and they're still not there. I was like, okay. And I looked down, and I noticed the letter that was supposed to be in my waistband isn't there anymore. And so kind of meeting Andrea was kind of being a waste, because the main thing I wanted to do was give her my letter. So I'm like, just go back. Like, honestly, it's okay if you don't get this. It's okay if you don't meet her. Like, it's gonna be okay. So I'm walking back to my section, and my section was floor 12, row 30, seats 9 and 10. I am walking back to my section. No joke. Andrea is in my row. Remind you that I went through the whole entire floor 2 times, and she was not there. But when I was walking back to my seat, she was automatically there. Like, okay, might be bait. I'm guessing that it is. So, I get up there, and there's so many security guards around. They were so rude, and I'm like, I'm not being disrespectful. I'm legit just standing there crying. And Andrea turns her head, and she's like, oh my gosh, and she just hugs me. I'm like, well, what? Like, I feel like you think, like, I feel like you know me. Like, what? Like, what is going on? And she's like, what's your name? And I was like, crying hysterically, and I was like, throwing out thank yous. I was like, thank you so much. And, like, my face looked like that. And it's like, when she asked me my name, I was, like, hugging her, and I told her in her ear my name was Annabelle. She pulled me away. She was like, Annabelle? I was like, yes. She's like, do you want a photo? And I was like, yeah. And so I didn't have my phone, but the girl who's at Taylation booth right in front of me with her mom, who I am friends on with Tumblr, got my back. She was like, you know what? I will take a photo of you on my phone. I'll just message it to you. I was like, bless your freaking soul. And so we were getting ready to take a photo, and her stupid security people pushed me with their hands and told me to go back to my seat. No. Did I go back to my seat? No, I did not. So, she was like, follow me. So, I grabbed the girl who was going to take the photo from me. And I feel so bad that I forgot her name. But I forgot everybody's name. So, please don't mean any intention. And so, we go back and we're in the back. And at CenturyLink, they have little confession stands by the merch tables. So, people on floor don't gotta, like, run everywhere. And so we're back there, and girls are just shoving their phones in her face, and I'm just like standing here crying my eyes out, like, holy crap, I'm meeting Taylor's mom, I'm getting a photo, this is all I've ever wanted. And no joke, she's like, girls, move. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I like move, and she's like, no, Annabelle is getting her photo, so come here. So she's like, motions me to come here, and I'm coming, like, yeah. And I get there and we take a photo, and I'm like crying, like more than I was crying before, and I'm sobbing, and my hands are literally going like this, and I'm just freaking out, and my friend is freaking out, and she's the one that took the photo, and she's flipping out, and I'm crying and I'm sobbing, like, I'm like, thank you so much, like, I was like telling her I loved her so much, and I was crying my eyes out, and I was holding her hands like this, like we were in front, and I was like, thank you so much. Like, she was like, come here, and she like pulls me closer with my friend. She's like, I need to ask you something, and like I started like bawling, like I was about to drop to the freaking floor. And my friend knew what was going on because we've been on Tumblr and we've read like people's experiences, and we were like, shoot, it's happening. And I was like, crap. I was thinking, Erica, this is like, we need to get her to find Erica. And she's like, have you met Taylor before? And I'm like, no. And my friend was like, she's like, no. She's like, do you want to? And I was like, what kind of question is that? Like, yeah, I want to meet her. Like, oh my gosh. And so she was like, okay, how many people are with you? And I was like, I'm here with my sister. And I'm like, can't make out my words. And she like somehow understood me. She's like, okay. And like her team, while we're talking, is putting my wristband on. And she's like, okay, take this flyer and this wristband to your sister, and don't let go, and hang on to it tight because people will take it from you. I was like, oh my gosh, okay. And she was like, okay, I'll see you after the show. She smiled and she's like, goodbye, sweetie. And she left, and I just booked it. And I feel so bad because I left my Tumblr friend, but I just like booked it, and I'm sobbing, and I'm like, people thought I was hurt. They kept like stopping me. They're like, are you okay? Are you lost? Are you hurt? I was like, no. And I'm running to my section, and I'm just going like this, running out into like my section, busting through people, and I get up to my sister, and I'm screaming and waving it in my hand. And while I was gone looking at the B stage pit, my sister saw Andrea. at a row, and she was like, crap, Annabelle, really the wrong time to go to the bathroom. Little did she know, I was legit behind her talking to her and got followed to get Loft. So I get back and I'm like, we're meeting Taylor, and I'm crying and people are surrounding me and they're like, congratulations, and other people were glaring at me and they were like, that should have been us. And I was like, you know what, okay, please don't do this to me. You do not know how much I wanted this, and yes, everybody deserves it, okay. And I'm crying and I'm like shaking so bad, like my hand was like this, and I'm trying to put my sister's bracelet on, and I was like legit going like this. I was like, we're meeting Taylor. I'm like, my tears are dripping onto her hands, and I look up and I see Taylor coming like ascending on her like catwalk, and I just cry even harder because I'm like, I'm freaking meeting her afterwards. This is all I've ever wanted. This is something that I thought that I wasn't ever gonna get, and I came knowing that I wasn't gonna get it, and I'm about to freaking meet her. And I was like, I need to go find my friends and tell them. And I was like, trying to calm down, it wasn't working. So I'm like, Sab, I'll be right back. And so she's like, okay. And I run and I go to my friend Casey and I'm screaming. And I'm like, I got Loft 89, and she hugs me and I'm freaking out. And I go to my friend Sydney and I tell her, and she congratulates me. And like, it was the best. And I was looking for my other friend Kenzie, but I couldn't find her because it was so dark and I was like blind through my tears. And I just booked it back to my spot and enjoyed the show, and like, I was so in awe of every moment. I was like, I get to watch everyone leave and I get to stand and meet that person right in front of me who I've supported for 8 years. And I was just like crying my eyes out, and people were staring at me like I was psycho, but that's okay. So we get to the section where he's supposed to meet in Loft 89, which our section was 130/131. And we're sitting, and I'm sitting with my Tumblr friend, and I see Erica running up the stairs, and I just start crying, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we both got in. Like, how is this? Like, how did this happen? Like, this, I don't even know how this happened. And she comes up to me and she's like crying, and I texted her when I got it, and I didn't get a response because I shut my phone off because I was at 50%. And she's like, we both got Loft, and I got Loft, and I was like sobbing my eyes out, and I was like, shoot, like, I'm about to meet Taylor, I can't be crying. So I'm like fixing up my makeup, and there were people trying to sneak in, but they were like, do you have a wristband? And they were like, no. And they're like, get out. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so they told us the rules. We could only have one picture per group. Okay, no recording, any pictures you want until Taylor comes in. Okay, we get in and we're mingling. And I met Alec. He is on Tumblr, and his is the 1989ers. Sorry, why did I space? And he is so nice, and his outfit was so on point. I'm so glad he got in. So I'm mingling. I'm with my sister, and we're in the back kind of like corner with him, and then Erica's in front, and they were like, put your phones away. And I was like, oh shoot, it is happening. She's about to come in, and I'm about to freaking die already again for the 100th time here. 100th. And so I'm like freaking out, and Taylor like pops up out of the curtains. She's like, hey guys. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm like crying, and my sister's like, don't cry, you're gonna take a photo, suck in your tears. I was like, stop it right now. I was like, let me cry. And she's like, Annabelle, don't cry. And I was like, she's like, suck it in. I was like, and so she makes her way around, and she totally sassed out someone. I was like, oh my gosh. So there was this girl named Emma who was in line, and she was the sweetest girl ever. I didn't personally meet her, but I saw her talking to Taylor, and she was just like crying her eyes out, and we all were like standing and watching. And Taylor's like, you want to take a selfie? And she was like, okay. And again, like, we were told we only get one photo in a group. And she's like, where do you want to take it to, Emma? And she was like, over at the couch. So she goes over to the couch, and Taylor's security person who told us the rules was like, Taylor, no. And Taylor was like, let me do my thing and you do yours, okay? And we were like, oh my gosh, Taylor is sassing someone right in front of us. Oh my gosh. Then the girl, like, they went to go take a selfie, and the girl was like, Taylor, no. And she's like, let me take this selfie with her, and then we'll take a group selfie. More sass than I've ever imagined. Taylor sassing someone is the best thing in the world. Oh my gosh. Okay. The whole room was like, oh. That girl left and was changed out with a new girl. And so they take their photo, and then it's Erica's turn. And Taylor knew Erica from Tumblr. And then, like, Erica started talking about her friendship that was just terrible, honestly. And all this crazy stuff that's happened with it. And Taylor was just like, I'm so sorry. Like, Taylor is such a kind person and genuine. Like, none of it was fake. And so we're in line, and she's like, and she grabs my arm and pulls me because I'm talking to my sister. She's like, this is my best friend, and she's been here for me for the whole entire thing. And Taylor looks at me. She goes, I know you. You're from Tumblr. I follow you. And I, like, lost it. To hear those words from someone that you love so much, being like, they know you and you haven't even freaking met yet, is, like, crazy. It is crazy. I cannot explain the feeling that you get when that happens. And, like, I was crying, and, like, I couldn't even, like, it was like 2 seconds between that. She came and hugged me, and her hugs are fantastic. And she was, like, so tiny but tall and beautiful, and she's, like, radiant, and her skin is, like, perfect. And she was like, you guys met because of me? And I was like, yeah, she's the one that gave me my tickets. Like, I couldn't afford it. And she was like, that is so sweet. And Erica was like, she has been here for me for everything, and she's my true friend. And Taylor was like, thank you for being so kind to Erica. And I was like, oh my gosh, Taylor Swift is thanking me for something. Like, usually it's like me thanking Taylor. And so I was like, it's okay. It's okay. Like, I was crying. I was like, breathe. Like, breathe. So Taylor fully comes to me and my sister, and she's kind of looking at us, kind of like, and I couldn't tell where she was looking at me, but I knew she was looking at me. And she's like, oh my gosh, you guys' jawlines. I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, what? And she's like, it's so amazing. I was like, oh my gosh. And she's like, gone like this. She's like, you guys have the same jawline. She's like, you guys are sisters, aren't you? I was like, she's some type of, like, psychic or something. Like, what is Taylor not? And she's like, you guys are sisters, right? We were like, yeah. And she's like, oh, wait, you guys don't have the same eye colors. Like, yeah, me and my brother are the only ones that have the same eye colors because we're twins. And she's like, you're a twin? I was like, yeah. And she's like, no one mentions that when they're here with me when we meet and they have a twin. I was like, oh, yes. And so she's like, do you have anything for me to sign? And I had her sign my note. It's Becky case, but it's currently drying because the marker was rubbing off of it. And she wrote, I love Anna, and then she did Taylor. And then when it says, no, it's Becky, she, like, did exclamation points. And so she was like, I was like, I'm so surprised that you remember me from Tumblr because you've never liked a post of mine before. She was like, what? I haven't? I was like, no, you haven't. And I was like, it's okay though, because, like, I understand how many people are on there. And she was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I usually just scroll and like. And I was like, it's okay. And she's like, do you have any posts you want for a photo? And I was like, oh, aren't we doing, like, a group one? And she's like, we'll get your photo and then your sister's. And I was like, oh my gosh, we get a single photo? And no one stopped us. No one got sass. I was so happy. And I was like, to be honest, I didn't think this was happening, so I didn't have one planned, unlike everybody else who were freaking geniuses. And she's like, you know what? Since you're my best friend... What? Taylor Swift called me her best friend. I lost it inside because I did not want to cry. I lost it inside. I freaking lost it. Okay? To hear that was... I will cry if I go on. And she's like, since you're my best friend, I want to have a hugging photo. Is that okay? And I was like, yeah, it's okay. Oh my gosh. She's like, okay, come here. And she just like wraps her arms around me. And like, oh my gosh, it was so amazing. Like the person took like 3 photos of us, but she was like checking to see if it was good photos. And me and Taylor just standing there hugging. And she smelled so good. And she was so nice. I can't express it how nice she was. She was so nice and genuine, and she was so focused on the person she was talking to. She wasn't worrying about anybody behind her. She wasn't worrying about anyone next to her but the person she was talking to. And she kept the conversation going. Nothing was awkward at all. It was amazing. And then she goes to my sister, and she was like, do you have anything to sign? So I brought a Polaroid just in case for my sister, and she signed that. And she was like, do you have a pose? And she's like, no, it really doesn't matter. It's up to you. She's like, no, this is about you. What do you want? And my sister was like, oh, okay. And she was like, anything is fine. She's like, I want to cuddle you. Okay. Wow. Goals. And Sabina was like, okay. And she's like, let me just full on embrace you. And so she like full on embraced her, and her hand was on her like face, and like photo goals, okay? Wow. And so she was leaving, and she was like waved at me, and she was like, bye, I love you, I'll see you on Tumblr. And she like said bye to my sister. And then Andrea came over, and like I was crying again. I was like, just thank you so much for this opportunity to have my dreams come true. And she was like, Annabelle, no, it's okay. Like, thank you for being so kind to me, and you deserve it so much. You are so sweet. I was like, oh my gosh, like, what is happening? Like, is this real life? And like, I'm looking over, and I hear, oh man, oh my gosh, Alec, I've seen you before. Like, I had people come look for you. I was like, and like he was so happy, and I was so happy that she like had someone send someone for him. And like Andrea, I was like, when we met on floor, I was like trying to look for the letter that I wrote for you, but I lost it. And she was like, oh no, it's okay. And so I gave it to her. I was like, I didn't know if I was allowed to give Taylor anything. And she was like, oh, I'll take it. So she got it, and she's like, thank you. People don't usually like write me letters. And I was like, what? And so she wrote, she grabbed them, and she was like, thank you, we'll read them on the plane. She like, we really appreciate it. And then we had to go because we had like an emergency thing. And so we left, and Scott gave us guitar picks, and it was honestly just the best experience in the whole entire world, especially being in there with your friends and your sister, and having that moment is just amazing. Like, I never thought it was gonna happen. Like, you could ask anybody I've talked to, I was always like, I don't have a chance. Like, there goes my chance. Oh, I'm not going into Loft 89. And just to see how many people were so happy for me felt so great, because I got so many messages were like, I hope you don't meet Taylor. You don't deserve to meet Taylor. And you know, they do suck, and I just am happy that it happened. And my other friends met them in different ways, and I'm just so happy that my experience was amazing. So that was my Loft 89 experience. Please don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe and comment. I will not be doing the contest for Xfinity lip sync session just because I met her, and I don't want to take anybody else's chances with that who haven't met her yet. And so yeah, you guys don't need to worry about voting or anything, and see you in my next video. Bye.